Hello everyone, Matthew here from Free Tips, and today taking a look at the upcoming Liga Portugal season. Of course, three-horse race in Portugal with Porto, Benfica and Sporting dominating this competition, and no doubt one of those teams will be winning again this season. Don't forget to check out my full preview at freetips.com. Taking a look at Benfica in this video, they had a strange season last campaign with Bruno Lage sacked early on and Jose Mourinho coming in. They went undefeated in the entire season, but finished third. It was amazing. They drew way too many games and just couldn't put teams away as much as they needed to challenge Porto for the title. This season is somewhat of a transition, with Marco Silva leaving Fulham to come back to Portugal and take over at Estádio da Luz. And we've seen a little bit of upheaval in central defence, with Nicolas Otamendi leaving the club and Antonio Silva joining Bournemouth. So that will mean we'll see a lot more from Thomas Araújo, and the club have signed Clement Lenglet from Atletico Madrid. So a slightly different central defence there. The club have signed Enzo Barrenechea from Aston Villa on a permanent deal. We also have Richard Rios, who can play in central midfield, Leandro Barreiro, and Frederick Ausnes. It's interesting to see what Marco Silva will do with him. He's played so many different positions while he's been at Benfica. One of Benfica's main signings is Polish winger Jakub Kaminski, and he joins a pretty talented bunch of wide men, including Andreas Schelderup. He might be sold though before the transfer window is out. He impressed with Norway at the World Cup. Bruma, of course, trying to come back from injury. Prestiani, who had that drama with the ban, the suspension after that incident with Vinicius Jr. Dodi Lukebakio, can he stay fit? And we've even seen Rafa Silva playing a little bit on the right wing in some of these early games of the season for Benfica. Part of Silva's job will be trying to get something from Georgi Sudakov, who the club spent big money on last season. He disappointed, as did Franjo Ivanovic, who really, alongside Sudakov, didn't justify the hefty fee that the club paid for him. The club have strengthened the striking ranks with John Duran coming on loan from Al Nassr, and he will challenge Vangelis Pavlidis, who scored 4 goals in the second leg of the Europa League qualifiers against St Gallen last week. Plenty of young talent coming through. The club have signed young Brazilian centre-back Gabriel Indio. We also have Jose Neto, the left-back, who got some game time last season, Daniel Banjaki, and Anísio Cabral, the young striker who got some game time at the end of last season and scored a few goals off the bench. There's no doubt that Benfica have a strong side and they will be able to crush most of the teams in Liga Portugal, but last season they came up short against most of the stronger teams, not only in the league but also in Europe. And with a new manager in charge and losing Nicolas Otamendi, who was a huge part of their central defence, I think they are just going to fall short once again. I'm not convinced by their actions in the transfer market, and that's why I'm going to pass on Benfica, who are just behind Porto in that outright winner market. But no doubt, with such a huge support, they will have plenty of backers in the market. As always, keep it fun, gamble responsibly.